Good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. P.S. Vachani from DKV Arts and Science College, Jamnagar. Today, we are going to explore the basic terms associated with magnetic materials. So, first questions arises in mind is that what is magnetic material? Most of us have seen magnets in the bar shape, and we know that one end of bar magnet is its north pole and the another is south pole. This bar magnet is nothing but one kind of magnetic material. Now, if we brought closer and another bar magnet, then it will attract or repel each other. This attraction or repulsion depends on which kind of pole we brought together. If we brought together similar pole, it will repulse, but opposite pole will attract each other. This is analogous to an electric charges. Here it should be noted that single monopole means either north pole or south pole does not exist at all. That is belief at present. So, how the magnetic field is created? What is the origin of magnetic field? The answer is that magnetic field is created by currents. Whenever current is passing, there will be an associated magnetic field, and the direction of that magnetic field can be found from the right hand rule. So you can see this figure. If current is in direction of the right hand thumb, then magnetic field lines are in the direction of fingers. Now, if you flip your this right hand thumb downside, then field lines circulate in opposite direction. That is according to right hand thumb rules. Now, suppose current is passing through coil. So, it's a circulating current like this. In that case, these fingers will show a direction of current and thumb will show the direction of magnetic field. If this current circulating in this direction, then created magnetic field will be in this directions. So material becomes magnetic due to current passing, flowing inside magnetic materials known as a magnetization current. In the next, we will see from where does magnetization current flowing inside magnetic material. So current is nothing but motion of charge. So magnetization current actually results from motion of electrons, that is charge particle. Electron does a two kind of motion inside a material that you all may know. First one is orbital motion and second one is spin motion. This shows the spin motion. Electrons is rotating, and this one is the orbital motion of electron. So here in this figure, electron is orbiting around its nucleus. So from right hand rule, magnetic moment is in upward directions, that is pointing towards your right thumb. We will see the definition of magnetic moment later, but it shows magnetic field directions that enough to understand at present. Now in this figure here, if electron is spinning in this direction, then according to right hand thumb rule, magnetic moment is in upward directions. If spinning is in the opposite direction, then magnetic moment will be in this direction. So now we understood from where magnetic field arises from the magnetization current and the directions of it inside a magnetic material that is governed by right hand rule. So now we will see few terms through which we can explain magnetic field outside magnetic material. We know that magnetic material has two magnetic pole and magnetic field force act between these two poles. This force F is proportional to P1 P2 divided by R square, where P1 and P2 are pole strength of two poles of magnetic materials and R is the distance between two poles. So from this equation we can define pole strength like this. A unit pole strength is one which exerts a force of one dyne on another unit pole located at a distance of 1 centimeter. Here we have one pleasant surprise. What is it? Anybody can recall the force equation that has a similar expression? Yeah, the first one is electrostatic force. What is electrostatic force? F, that is proportional to Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. This all you may know. So this is almost similar equation. Pole strength is just replaced by charge Q1 and Q2 here, and it's quite understandable that magnetic field arises from motion of charge itself. Now the similar one more expression is there, that is gravitational force. There also gravitational force is proportional to m1 into m2 divided by R square. That is also more or less similar equations. Pole strength, if you just replace by the mass of an object, that is m1 and m2, R is the distance. So it's quite astonishing that all these three forces have similar expression and all these forces decreases rapidly with increase in distance proportional to 1 by R square. So pole strength is strength of a single pole, but keep in mind that single pole does not exist at all as per our belief at present. So now we know that F is equal to P1 P2 divided by R square. If we consider P1 by R square is equal to capital H, then capital H is equal to F divided by P2. So H is equal to F divided by P2. Here H is magnetic field. It can be defined as a unit field strength is one which exerts a force of one dyne on a unit pole. Moreover, we can define one more term, that is small m is equal to P into L, where small m is nothing but a magnetic moment, small p is pole strength, and small l is the length of magnet. So the multiplication of pole strength with the length of magnet will give you a magnetic moment, that is small m of a magnet. So now we have understood the few terms which is required to explain magnetic field outside material. So we will try to understand few more terms which is used to explain the magnetic field inside material. This is very important because most of today's electronic devices we use, including mobile, laptops, all have used magnetic materials and its property inside that material. So as a application terms, this magnetic field inside materials is very important. So when one places a magnetic material inside a magnetic field, how magnetic field inside materials changes? So that is magnetic field induction capital B is equal to H plus 4 pi m shows the magnetic field induction, which consists two part. First one, capital H, is applied magnetic field and magnetization created due to applied magnetic field inside the material, that is 4 pi m, where capital M is magnetization, which is defined as magnetic moment per unit volume. So the magnetization is the property of material and depends on two things. First, individual magnetic moment of constituents and how these magnetic moments interacts with each other. Now the magnetic susceptibility, the chi, is equal to m by h, means how much material is magnetized per applied magnetic field. It means how susceptible your material when kept in an applied magnetic field. If by applying some magnetic field to two sample, if one sample is less magnetized, susceptibility of that sample is low. If second is more magnetized comparatively, then susceptibility of that material is high with respect to first one. It means it indicates how much responsive a material is to an applied magnetic field. Now we know Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR. In terms of conductivity, V is equal to I divided by sigma. Sigma is the conductivity. So in terms of sigma, conductivity, sigma is equal to I by V. Here we can compare sigma with chi, the susceptibility. So sigma is conductivity. It shows the response of material towards currents. If conductivity is high, the more current will pass through the material. Same way, the chi is the susceptibility. It shows the response of your material towards an applied magnetic field. So one can compare a V with H, applied magnetic field, and here it's a potential that causes current I. Here it's a magnetic field that causes magnetization, and how much magnetization causes, that is susceptibility chi. Here how much current will passes, that is conductivity sigma. So the second term is mu, that is permeability, that is equal to capital B divided by H. That indicates how permeable the material to the magnetic field, or how material allows magnetic field lines to pass through it. So this is all about some basic terms that is required to understand magnetism. Thank you.